All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome the fuck back. Okay, so I'm doing what I usually do on this. We're gonna break this thing down. It's not really gonna be a reaction. I am going to play it once just because I'm doing this a little bit earlier than I usually do. So just in case anyone hasn't seen the trailer, I'll go ahead and play it for us one time. But we're definitely going to slow it down and break it down like we usually do. Now, we've been pretty accurate on our assumptions when it comes to like what the moves are going to be and how they're going to be implemented and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see if we'll be that accurate this time. Obviously, I could be wrong. You know, I'm not like gaming whiz of the year or anything like that, but we're going to take a look and see what it is. I've been excited for Quan just because, like I said in my previous video, Quan is has always been one of my favorite characters to play. I'm not really sure why. I'm just one of those dudes who like, I don't play bad guy characters. I don't know why. It's just not, I never do, but Quan has always been one of those characters that I'll play regardless, and he's pretty much never been a good guy. I think there was one point in time where he was a good guy for like half the game or something like that, and then he turned right back. But basically he's always been a bad guy, so it's gonna be interesting. Anyways, let's get right to it. We're gonna watch it one time regular, like I said, and then we're gonna go through it in slow-mo. Okay, so he has the creature back. I think he had this creature in a previous game, but I can't quite remember what it was. Is it low to y'all? Let me turn it up a little bit. It feels a little bit low to me. So I think the creature is going to be a big part of his moveset. Oh yeah. Oh, were those normals? That looked like just a normal into chameleon combo. Oh, what is that? It went through. Anti-zoning. Oh, there's a lot to break down here. There's so much going on at one time. He said, shut your ass up, Scorpion. Got some air combos. Was that? Oh, she has fans. I forgot she has fans. She steals moves from the other girl characters. That's right.
I had hoped our alliance would be more deadly.
All in good time, Shang Tsung.
That was dope. Was that a launcher? Oh, you got. Oh my God. Yeah. There's so much to break down here. This is gonna be fun. Wow, Quan looks amazing, and I didn't think that much about Omni Man. Like, I thought Omni Man looked cool, but Quan looks amazing. This looks like a really strong character, guys. And I'll show you, of course, the brutal. I'll obviously have to edit it or whatever, but and then I think we have the fatality coming up next here. Oh shit. Oh, that's brutal as fuck. Oh my God. Oh, and then you put them on display. That's actually really cool.
Fatality.
Now we can see the anatomy of a MK1 character. Okay, let's rewind that. Oh, there's more.
Not fight. Beat senseless.
Oh, that sounded like John Cena. I wonder if it is John Cena. We know that what's his name is not being, where is he at? We know that he's not being charactered or voiced by the actor, which kind of sucks, but hopefully the voice actor that does him is really good. Maybe they go a different direction. Voice actors are always trying to be like artistic and go different directions and shit. Anyways, all right. So let's get it to where about the action starts, and let's slow this bitch down. I mean, we don't know if he's that strong because he's going against Sub-Zero, and everybody looks strong against Sub-Zero, right? No, I'm just playing. So, starting off heavy here. Let's slow it down to what, 0.25? We'll take the audio off because I hate how it sounds. Is that slow enough, or is it fast enough, you think? 0.5 is not bad. Let's do 0.25. I want to really get into this. Okay. So the Chameleon cameo looks like it's going to be taking moves or special moves from each of the female characters. So we start off with the low here. And I wonder, is that part of Like, is that a special move? We see him do that back punch a few times, or like, so we go into down. Is this a special move, I wonder? That looks like it may be a special move launcher, right? And then this punch here. So we see him do a similar kick to this, and I wonder if these punches kind of track wherever the opponent is. So if you do like the back punch or the back kick, will it go either up here or down here depending on if the opponent is in the air or not? I feel like that is the case, because we'll see it again later on in the clip here. So we have this is super dope. This is like a disjointed, I don't know if it's an overhead or not, but it's a disjointed what looks like a low, so there's plenty of just kind of natural oki there. And then we have Chameleon coming out with her katana scythes or whatever, and she has a pink outfit on, which is interesting. And then we have Quan do an air combo into what looks like a special move, or maybe it's part of the combo. You never know until you play the character, I feel like, with certain things, but it looks like that could have been a special move to end. And there goes, okay, so we know that looks like a high. It's either a high or an overhead. We don't know like which one because he didn't block it, but we know that that looks like just a normal, right? That looks like just a normal disjointed kick, which is awesome. And it combos into what looks like that kick right there, which is a smash, or you know, it grounds them basically. And then he cameos into that, which it looks like makes him impervious to projectiles. So, and then he goes, this is the kick I was talking about earlier. I wonder if this kick is always disjointed or always tracks. Like if he was in the air, would it go in the air? Or is the punch always in the air and is the kick always on the ground type of thing? So he goes with that kick, and then he cameos out into Chameleon, who has like a jade toss, which is pretty awesome because it looks like it goes forward and goes back just like Serena's blades do. And then Quan, let's look at Quan for a second there, because he did some interesting stuff. So he does the call out. Oh no, was that move powering up that whole time? So this is the stance it looks like he does in order to call her out, right? And then he moves up and like powers up this move for an eternity. So it's an overhead, and then you have what looks like a double low combo, unless it's a low into a special move, because it looks like the tentacles are used for special moves a lot. All right, and then we have maybe his like forward 2 or forward 1-2 or something like that, forward 2-1, some stuff. Okay, and then he goes into the stance. It's cool how he breaks the skulls after the stance, right? And then he goes straight into an air combo. And what is she doing over here? She's just posing. Okay. So air combo into, I don't know if those are normals. It looked like it was just a normal, but it definitely could be a special move. But it looks like some of the tentacles are normals. And then so yeah, that could be a special move. And then we have the air combo into the skull. That's a pretty slow projectile, but it, you know, doesn't look too bad. Okay, and then she has the katana fans. I know I said katana earlier for Melina. I always get the sisters mixed up. I'm sorry. It's just something that'll happen that you'll see on this channel. And then he has an air projectile that kind of looks like some other air projectiles we've seen. It goes down in like an angle. And then I wonder what he was doing here. Is this part of his grab? Like, what was that? We see the skull here, right? Is that part of his block or his grab? I'm interested in what that was. And then she has like the jade spin, which looks actually really good. Like if you think about, oh, that's her grab. Never mind. I was thinking that was a move for some reason. If she does have a jade spin move, that would be really good for someone like Scorpion, who has, you know, the spin to win and stuff like that. Okay, then we'll skip the commentary. I know we've seen some EX moves here. This is what I want to look at, yeah. All right, so we have that same string, but that like forward 1-2, and then it looks like he finishes a string, maybe forward 1-2-3, forward 1-2-4, whatever the fuck. And then this looks like an EX, right? So we have the EX. Now, it did look like he had that other launcher, so I wonder why you would ever use this EX if you have that other launcher that he had for free. But let's take a look at this. So that's a bar here, which, you know, maybe it does more damage. And then he goes into the air combo, which bounces, which is pretty good, and then his low again. Okay, and this move takes forever and a day to start up. He does do it when he's on the ground, like he starts it when he's on the ground. But he does stand there for a second. Like, you could definitely jump out of that. And then... so he gets trapped in the cage. And then you see him go into a completely different special move. It looks like this was EX too, right? Was that EX? Yeah, that was EX. So that took a bar right there. Boom. And then he goes into that, which doesn't take a bar, interestingly enough. And then it looks like you can move around, and then this has other moves that you can do from it, one of them being a 3 skull. And then he does an EX move from it, which is just a big skull. So maybe you can do the EX skull multiple, or maybe you can do the 3 skull multiple times. Ooh, wait. Nope, he teleported him. So if you bring out this, so we have at least 3 moves from this this special move here. We have the 3 skulls, we have the big skull, and then we have a teleport, which looks like it's basically a launcher, which is insane. And then he EXs into a big skull. Now, did that big skull come from the... yeah, you notice the big skull it comes from Quan, but it gets rid of the teleport. Oh no. No. Y'all, I was wrong on that. Let's take another look on that. So he does this. It goes into 3 skulls. That must be when you do, okay, that must be when you do that green skull special move that I said was kind of slow on startup earlier, but it turns into 3 when you have this out. And then he does another EX that kind of gives him a skull, like a big skull. This looks like it only lasts a few seconds. That's why it went away, not necessarily because of the skull, right? And then he brings it back out and uses the teleport move, like damn near simultaneously. So he brings this back out, and then you see this move doesn't come until he brings that back out. Wow. That's really technical. That looks really cool. This is a really cool combo. And then, so he has, this is so cool. So he has it out, which allows him to use the skull in the air, right? But then he makes the portal go to the floor, which in turn launches our guy again. Allows him to continue his combo. Which, there's his uppercut, which looks like it comes from a skull. You could have continued, obviously you definitely could have continued that combo even more, and just, it looks like Quan Chi is going to be have some really fun and cool combos. And then she comes out with her katana blades and does her little, you know, thing. It looks like each grab she kind of cycles through, or maybe she's another cycling through character. But it looks like she's cycling through, and you can use different moves when it comes to her. But I'm not 100% sure on that, because if we looked at his previous grab from earlier, she did a jade spin, right? And on this grab, she did the katana blades, and it looked like maybe she had katana blades the entire time. Now maybe she's like Tremor, where you can switch between, or maybe you can just pick a different variation, like you can pick the katana variation. I think that would kind of suck though. I think it would be better if she was like Tremor, where you can kind of pick, or I'm sorry, where you can kind of switch through variations, or maybe moves switch through variations, just to kind of, you know, keep it a little bit different or whatever. But let's continue here. So this one starts off, so that looks like it was the one. Maybe the other one, because the moves he was starting off with before did kind of look like a mid, so maybe it was like a forward 2 or something like that. The ones that we were seeing earlier in the video did kind of look like a mid, but that did look like a high just now, so maybe that was the one, that right there. And then he goes straight into what looks like a special move into an EX special move, or maybe that's part of the hit. Like, Maybe this is the second part of, like, if that's part of the combo, that's really cool. Into a EX. Interesting. It launched. Now, what's the benefit? So he EXs the skull, which obviously launches Sub-Zero, and then he brings her out to launch himself. My question is, what's the benefit of launching yourself besides just jumping, right? Like, maybe it gives some type of property, or I don't know, maybe it's just for cool points, but I'm just wondering like what the benefit would be. Okay, then part of his air combo does bounce, which is insane. Not everybody, well, a lot of people do have it, but that's really cool. Looks like maybe a 1-2. And then he goes from his punch into his brutal or whatever. So yeah, and as we can see, she's in Jade here. Was she in Jade at the beginning of this? I don't think she was. Let's see. Yeah, no, she wasn't, because she did the fan. So I think that's confirmation that you can kind of switch between people or switch between her variations, because like she comes out in Jade. Oh wait, no, he's just green, and it made her look. Oh, she's changing colors. Is she changed? She's constantly changing colors. Huh, that's interesting. So I wonder if she's just gonna constantly change, and her moves will just depend on what color she is at that time, because we've seen her change colors like 2 or 3 times right there, right? And then when she attacks, she turns again, and then she has the Melina scythes. That is very interesting. Let's see if we can pay a little bit more attention to Chameleon and what she's doing, because I feel like we might be missing some things. Is she changing colors here? She is. Does she change colors here? She does not. Okay. So let's take a closer look at this here. So she comes out, and she's the same color as she was when she went in the first time. And then she has her Melina scythes. She changed colors there, so she's in Jade now. What makes her change colors, I wonder? So yeah, we see her come out, and she gives him the protection from the Jade Snap. And then does she change colors again? Looks like she kind of, I don't know, looks like she may have just disappeared. Like her disappearing animation is kind of blue, so it makes her look like she changes into blue. And then she comes out, she's still Jade. No changing of colors. And, you know, Quan doing his thug thizzle. Does she come out again? Okay, so there was that move. It looks like it didn't launch. If it's not EX, it doesn't launch. So we had seen that move earlier in a trailer that he did at the end. It just didn't launch if it's not EX'd. So here she comes in pink, right? So she's coming out with her Melina Jazz. And then she disappears. Does she come out again in Melina? She comes out as Katana. He has to be changing her while she's back there, because she's not coming out like she's not coming out like Tremor to be changed. You know how like you press the button and he comes out and you can see what he's changed as? She's just in the background changing, like she's Jade again. You know what I mean? So it seems like he's controlling it. It doesn't seem like it's kind of randomly changing colors, though it definitely could be. But it seems like he's controlling which form that she's in. So that's definitely interesting. And she starts off green, it looks like, or at least has a skin that's green. So that's definitely interesting to me, at least, that we have another cameo character. It looks like that it's going to be changeable, or at least she's going to have different moves and move sets and modes and stuff like that. I wonder if they're going to have all of the cameos, at least the DLC cameos, be in that nature. If they do, it kind of feels bad. You know what I mean? I'm not certain that it's pay to win. I can't say which cameos are necessarily stronger. We all know Lao Hat is strong as hell, so I can't say that it's pay to win, but it's a little bit of a feels bad, I think, because none of the original cast are like that. So it's like, why would all of the DLC be like that, where they have all these different moves that you can use and they're just completely interchangeable and stuff like that? Like some of the original a lot of, I think, the original cameos don't have that flexibility, and they definitely don't have the moveset that these cameos have. So it's interesting to see. Now I wonder, it could be that each of the different forms that she has only has one move, kind of giving her a total of 3 moves, but it didn't look like that. We seen that the Jade form had at least 2 moves. It had at least the snap and the projectile, so it looks like she definitely has at least one extra move from the rest of the cast. So something that we'll get to see a little bit more of when we get the actual gameplay in our hands. I am excited for Quan Chi, honestly, a little bit more than I was for Omni Man, just because I'm a diehard MK fan, so I know that they took their time with Quan Chi. I know that they know he's a fan favorite, and I feel like they're going to really push some boundaries with this one and give us like this really cool fleshed out combo eccentric character, because that's what I feel like he's going to be. And then he's going to be a bit of maybe an anti-zoning, or maybe a better zoner than, or just as good as his partner here in crime, Shang Tsung. But you never know. I also can't wait for all of Combat Pack 1 honestly is lit. Like, I can't wait for any of these characters. I think they're all going to be really cool. Homelander is the only one that I'm like, or I'm sorry, not Homelander, Peacemaker. Homelander is cool. I just don't like that he's not being voiced by his the actor in real life. I don't know why they couldn't get the actor to voice him. He kind of sounds like they didn't even approach him about it, because he kind of sounds sour about it, but that's neither here nor there. Peacemaker though does sound like John Cena, but I'm not really looking forward to more and more like zoning. I know MK and NetherRealm in general has never been shy about like zoning heavy characters, but I just am not a big fan. Like, it's a fighting game, you know what I mean? It's not that's obviously just me. I know a lot of people like zoners and they're like, it's part of the game and stuff like that. I'm just like, dude, it's a fighting game. It's not fun to watch for most people. It's not fun to play against for most people, and it doesn't really portray your skill. You know what I mean? Like, anyone can press down or back forward square 100 times and then back forward triangle for an overhead to kind of mix you up. Like, it's like, come on. Anyone can do that. So it doesn't really portray your skill in my opinion. Obviously, this is my opinion. So that being said, if you all liked, leave a like, subscribe, do all the things. This has been Yatakemi. We'll see you in the next one. Other than that, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out.